going on, Island Hoppers? Today we're coming to you from Singapore with the top 12 hotels for you to consider, everything from budget accommodation to some of the higher end luxury. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV coming to you from the JW Marriott here in Singapore. So, this here is the check-in area. This is quite a big hotel. I think they said there's around 600 rooms here. You can see. So here's the concierge. And then right here you have the check-in area. Now they have two pools here, which we'll show you both. 18th level is where the sky pool is. It's their equivalent of a rooftop bar. And then on the 6th floor, you have the other pool, which they say is a bit warmer. Now there's an east tower and a main tower. So let's go up to the lounge on level 2. But before we do, we gotta go up the elevator, and I'll show you the Tonic Bar and Lounge here. Nice little, small little hole-in-the-wall bar. Hello, good afternoon, how are you? Very nice. All right, so up to number 2, look at this, carpeted, fully carpeted inside of the elevator here. All right, level 2 is where the executive lounge, and you can connect to the east tower here. So executive lounge is going to be over here. Everything is above the Esplanade MRT. You can see escalators all around here. Yes, executive lounge. Be sure to come here for the evening cocktails. And they also do breakfast for you who are elite members. A little bit smaller, but here's the spa by JW. So here we are, level 6 on the East Tower. They do live music from 7 till midnight, Tuesday through Sunday, so not on Mondays. Then level 18, but it's quite a big pool, you can see. Just to show you some of the views you get here. Look at the actual pool. So this is the habitat area. You can lounge here, relax. But I think once you see the 18th level, you're also going to be equally as impressed. But nice place to hang out in the evening time. Just hang out around sunset, chat with friends. All right, so here we are at the 18th level. It's about 1 p.m. Beautiful, cool breeze. And you can see views are quite spectacular. Those views of Marina Bay. So now for my final review of the JW Marriott. Everything about this hotel was nice. I stayed there for 2 nights. Great location, easy to get to the metro, easy to get to Suntec right across the street if you like to go to malls. So overall, the only thing that I didn't like about this hotel was the office chair. It was like one of those fuzzy office chairs. And it didn't have any sliding capacity on it. Like you couldn't slide it around, no wheels or anything. Quality service, everything was great. Location. The internet is not super high speed. It's fast enough. I think it was 27 Mbps when I tested it. So it's not blazing fast, but it's definitely fast enough. All right, here we are on the 25th level, alley on 25. Just show you around real quick. Got the breakfast or lounge level here. ice house. This looks like another breakfast area. Pool right here. Oh wow. By the way, this is an atrium hotel. I've experienced the Singapore lightning before. Comes out of nowhere. Okay, now for my final review. I've actually moved locations towards another area, Katong Square. But I want to let you guys know my final review of the Andaz. Would I stay there again? What are the pros? What are the cons? Okay, so it's a very big, luxurious hotel. It is quite expensive. It's one of the more pricey hotels you will stay at. And it takes up a lot of real estate, which is probably one good reason for that. The metro system really is connected with this hotel very efficiently and nicely. So if you guys are planning to ride the train at all, getting around on the MRT, you're going to be having the Bugis metro right underneath you. The rooftop is spectacular. That is probably the highlight of the actual hotel, not the 27th floor or whatever it was, the 25th. I'm talking about the actual rooftop where you go all the way to the top. Mr. Sporks, I think it's called. Or Mr. Storks. That place is just unbelievable. It's really amazing. And it opens at 5 o'clock. I definitely recommend going up there. You will not be disappointed. But it's really spectacular. The room itself is spacious and it is comfortable. By Singapore standards, it's a larger room than what I have seen typically. It's also a very new hotel. So that is a good thing about the hotel. Would I stay here again? I'm not in a big rush. It's just a little bit too opulent for me. The rooftop is special. I probably would stay there again, but I have other favorites across Singapore. Sometimes I even question if I want to even let the cat out of the bag with my favorite places to stay in Singapore, because, I don't want those to be overrun or become, too expensive for me. So sometimes I keep the hidden gems to myself. Who knows, maybe I'll make it some sort of like membership perk to get the honest opinion from myself about my hidden gems. But these are all honest opinions. It's just, I don't always let the cat out of the bag with my favorite locations and hotels, my budget-friendly. Hello, thank you. Thank you, sir. You will check in right here at the lobby. All right, so you've got the club, 10 Scots. You've got the other restaurant. It's the wellness pool. All right, now for the final review of the Grand Hyatt here in Orchard, Singapore. So there's two properties for Hyatt in Singapore. We've reviewed both now, the Andaz as well as the Grand Hyatt. This hotel was closed for a significant amount of time. So some of you may have already known the Grand Hyatt, but it's been totally redone. They've redone the whole property. So it's going to look brand new. It opened just like 6 days ago. So I was one of the first people to stay at this hotel. Things I like about it, the location, the staff. Although you can tell that the staff is still new. I mean, it takes time to get everyone trained up to where they know where everything's at. So there was a little bit of lagging in some areas. Like I needed something as simple as chopsticks. It took like 20 minutes to come up to my room. Obviously it's not that big of a deal, but 20 minutes, still a long time to wait. And they brought it, but the other thing was the water. I'm right now at the Holiday Inn in Little India, but they gave me a water on the way out, and it's in that milk carton. I'm not a big fan of milk cartons. I think some people like milk cartons. Obviously, it's very sustainable. It's good for the environment. But here at the Holiday Inn, for example, and I saw this at other IHG properties, they actually have water filtration on site. So they're not producing any waste. It's just straight water, straight from the well or straight from the filtration system at the hotel. But water out of a milk carton, I don't know about that. I'm not a big fan of it. Some people like it. I think so. It's just not for me. It reminds me of when I was in elementary school and I was having carton milk for school lunch. The other thing that I would say about this hotel is it's a bit expensive, but it's quite amazing. It's actually a beautiful hotel. Very modern. I mean, it's going to be one of the most modern hotels. I mean, everything about it is modern. The blackout blinds work amazing. The bed is super comfortable. That little nook is really nice to enjoy, especially at night or in the morning for reading or just relaxing. It's really a great touch. The hotel is fantastic. The food was delicious. It's just a great hotel, honestly. It's the Grand Hyatt. I mean, you're not going to get anything really too much better than the Grand Hyatt in Singapore. I mean, the Grand Hyatt, brand new, remodeled and everything. It's just fantastic. So once they get up to speed, maybe consider fixing the milk carton water situation. And this hotel is grade A, worth the value. The pool is amazing too. Check in on level 5. There's quite a few things going on over here. And here is a look at the pool on the 5th floor. There's the Pullman. I stayed there yesterday. I'll be making a video of that one. You can watch that at the end of the video. I'll put it on the end screen. Got the Holiday Inn Express. I haven't stayed there before, but I'm sure that's a good price. Yeah. Here's a look at the lounge. Some breakfast here. Okay, now for my final review of the Hilton here along Orchard Road. I stayed here for 2 nights. Great views, obviously. Good location, very good location actually. The hotel could be worth more than they're charging, probably, considering the room size, the location, the quality. The things where it comes up short, I would say the pool, it's got this weird kind of vibe. It's not very welcoming. It's nice, you saw. There's no real space to it, let's just say that. So I'm not going to sit here and say that that's the best pool. It could be better from that regard. The lobby and the transition going from the Mandarin Tower or the Orchard Tower is a bit inconvenient, I found. But the bed's comfortable. The AC works. Obviously, you got to pump it down a little bit lower here because they use those thick comforters, and it's Singapore, so it gets humid in your room. So you got to go around about 21 or 20 degrees Celsius on the thermostat. The lounge, very big and spacious. Again, the restaurant's nice. Overall, I would say this is a 4.8, maybe a 4.9. Here we are at the Westin. So I'm just going to show you this little area. This is on the 32nd floor. Lobby bar. Hello, I'm just looking. Thank you. Great views. All right, so we got the gym. All right, now for my final review of the Westin. So I just stayed here for 1 night. It is there in the CBD area. So the executive lounge, phenomenal. The happy hour, take advantage of that if you do get the executive lounge access. The hotel, I mean, it's just towering up the whole way. I mean, you've got the pool with that great view, a little bit cold. It was a little bit colder water than I like, but some people like that cold water, especially on a hot day. Although the breeze up there seemed a little bit cold as well. So the room was very spacious, luxurious, very comfortable. I really enjoyed that room. The staff was very accommodating, especially in the lounge area. I found it to be a good quality hotel. You know, I read a couple different reviews online saying things. Obviously, you saw the situation with the extender for the plug. That's something that Marriott should, or Westin at least, should have paid attention to.
having universal plugs. The fact that they don't have universal plugs, that's really surprising because every hotel in Singapore had it, but this one, that's the only main knock probably that I would have on it. Also the shower, it's a bit weird the way it works. That was another thing, the knob. I don't know why all these hotels insist on doing something different in every single hotel with the way they do the showers and the knobs. You know, if we could get some uniformity, that'd be great. But either way, great hotel. Hope you guys enjoy it. Just a little lobby area right here, which is on the opposite side of the actual lobby. This is where you'll do your breakfast. That nice water feature. Look up at the hotel. So here's a look at the gym level. So we've got a yoga room here of some sort. Nice little workout area. Then we have our true gym. Wow, lots of weights in here, huh? And then you got your machines over here. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll actually go up a level here. So level 1 being where the pool's at, we're going up to level 2. So this is more of a ballroom level. Those of you who will be coming for conferences or what have you. This is the Commonwealth. Elevators. Got the car park over here, elevators. Central pavilion. Not gonna show too much of this, but you guys get the idea of what the Commonwealth level has for it. So we have a Chinese restaurant here in the Millenia Walk,
Yes.
which will actually take me to Suntec City Mall. Okay, so now for my final review of the Ritz-Carlton Millenia here in Singapore. So I've been going around many different hotels. For those of you who've been keeping up with this channel, you've seen so many hotels from Singapore. The JW Marriott, the Carlton, or the Conrad, the Ritz-Carlton, the Intercontinental, the Grand Hyatt. I mean, we've done a lot of tours. There's so many beautiful hotels. I haven't even done probably half of the luxury hotels here. I haven't even done the Marina Bay yet. But either way, let's talk about my final review of the Ritz-Carlton. So obviously it's a very beautiful hotel. The location is quite interesting because it's kind of on the, I guess you could call that the east side of Singapore, Marina Bay area. You know, where I'm at now, downtown, and then you have that Marina Bay core where Raffles is. It's just an interesting place. There's not much going on over there. They have the Ferris wheel. They have some malls, but it's not really the main city center. So it's kind of outside of that, which could be a good thing if you guys want to be away from all of the hustle and bustle of the city, say. Location is decent. I mean, you know, you've got that mall. You've got plenty of restaurant options outside the hotel. You got plenty of restaurant options inside the hotel. They got the Michelin star restaurant inside there, the Chinese restaurant. They have the Japanese restaurant, which is not a Michelin star, but still very nice. The room was spectacular. I mean, the blackout blinds work great. The tub is awesome. The pool was quite big, and it's right out there in the sun, so it'll be, you know, good temperature to swim. Other than that, I would say it's a great hotel. The price seems pretty reasonable by Singapore standards as well for a luxury accommodation like this. So overall, you know, it's a solid place to stay. But anyway, so here we are inside the lobby level. Here we are now on the level 4. This is where the pool is. So look at the pricing. I don't know if you guys can see that, but at the fitness center here. Big old fitness center actually, so that's fantastic. Taking advantage of my lounge access with Diamond membership. Got a full bar set up here. Right, so now for my final review here of the Conrad here in Centennial, Singapore. So the things that I like about this place, obviously the location being right next to Suntec Mall, that's really good. It is of high quality here. They have a high standard. It's a beautiful property. The things that I was not so impressed with was that water in the milk carton. I'm not a big fan of the way that tastes. It's just not efficient, you know. I don't know, there's gotta be other ways, whether it be what Intercontinental does with the filtered water in the room, or what the other hotels do with the glass, recyclable glasses, jugs. I don't know, something about that just doesn't sit well with me. Also, the internet is incredibly slow. I had constant internet issues. I've actually been having a lot of internet issues across Singapore. So I don't know what's going on with that, but definitely here at the Conrad, you got fast upload speeds, but if you try to connect on your cell phone or even on your laptop, it's like my cell phone is just, it's useless. It's useless to use data or even cell phone Wi-Fi here. So I don't know what's the deal with that. Those are the only two things that I probably would say could improve. Other than that, everything's great. Staff is fine. Staff is awesome. Breakfast is great. Lounge access, awesome. Professional staff up there. Great location. A world-class hotel. So between the internet and the milk or water out of a milk carton, I don't know about that. There's got to be other ways to do it to be environmentally friendly than out of a milk carton. We have arrived at level 22. Got a little lounge area over here. And here we are at level 33 here. Look at that rooftop though. And up on the rooftop, they actually have a bar as well. This is called Pullman's. It's happy hour from 5 to 7:30. La Palmas, actually. And you can see right there, they've got tons of different liquors up here. Really a great bar. Let me show you this place a little bit more in detail here so you can see what they got going on. So it is quite nice. Final review of the Courtyard Marriott. Obviously, the rooftop pool is spectacular. I mean, that's one of the best that you're gonna find in Singapore. As far as the location of Novena, I actually walked around. So right outside this hotel, or right below this hotel, is a mall. And they've got plenty of food options, which is nice. And I didn't take the MRT, but I do believe the MRT extends here. Now, Novena is an old area. It's mostly known as a medical place. They call it Medical City, I believe, or Hospital City, something like that. So many different hospitals around the area. I actually walked down towards the Aloft Hotel, and they have an Ibis down there. That's another interesting area. I would say that's probably more where I would lean towards staying if I was looking for a better area in Novena. The bed was comfortable, although not the most comfortable. The desk was, it's okay. I mean, the room is small. But overall, I would say that the hotel is really an amazing place just because of that rooftop. I mean, you go up there at like 5 p.m., you could see, I mean, sunset vibes. You could see Singapore like no other place in the city. I mean, there's a few places I stayed at, like the JW Marriott. I stayed at the Conrad in Centennial. Nice places, but that view that you got right there at the Courtyard Marriott in Novena is probably the best view I've seen of the city, honestly. I mean, you're way up there on like the 33rd floor. My hotel room was on the 32nd floor. I didn't really feel like it was the best view. Like, I wasn't moved by that view, but the rooftop, really spectacular. Ambiance right here in the lobby level. Here's the pool.
It's definitely a small pool, but so here on level 1, there's also a fitness center here. Wow, very small and compact for an Intercontinental especially. All right.
Outside hygiene class?
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe air conditioning would be best.
At the Intercontinental here, it feels like you get more of that, like, I'm living in Singapore kind of vibe. It's outside of the city. There's no hustle and bustle. Like, right when you step outside of your hotel, you'll find that there's restaurants, a sports bar, there's a 7-Eleven on the corner, but it's not loud. It's very relaxed right along the riverfront. But as far as the hotel goes, I found the bed to be comfortable. The room is a bit small, considering it's an Intercontinental, which is one of the flagship brands for IHG, Intercontinental Hotels Group, right? But the price I found to be a little bit higher than what I would say it was probably valued at. But it depends on what you value. Like, if I'm going to pay that price, I would rather stay here at the Conrad or stay at the JW Marriott for another, 10 to 15% more, right? I mean, there is also an Intercontinental right down the road here. I might stay at that one. I think that's the #1 Intercontinental in Singapore. But, there's a lot of hotels here. I'm still trying to get to the Grand Hyatt. I've stayed at the Andaz, and we're really trying to find the best hotels here. People are telling me to stay at the Fullerton. I haven't stayed there yet. There's also a Park Royal. So we'll see exactly what kind of, how in-depth we can go here. Hello. So they have an executive lounge on level 3. The pool is on level 5. Here's where you check in, you can see. It's the name of the restaurant. Okay, so the lunch is actually 62 Singaporean dollars for the buffet. Closes at 2:30, which is in 3 minutes. So I said, no, I don't want to be rushed like that. For those of you who are not staying at the level where the pool is, you'll be in the tower up here. Okay, now it's time for my review of the Sheraton Towers. Here I am in Kallang, which is near Marine Parade. The Orchard area, I would say, is a lot different than the rest of Singapore. I feel like it's a lot more concealed and definitely more luxurious. I like to walk out of my hotel and be right there in the action, and I feel like staying at the Sheraton Towers was not one of those hotels. I think you can get that along Orchard if you stayed at someplace like Hilton or maybe Pullman or one of those resorts. So this one's a bit out of town, but close enough to Orchard where you can take a Grab or a taxi for a 5-minute drive. But it's not really walkable to Orchard, I found. So really the way in and out is going to be by a Grab. So get the Grab app before you go stay at this hotel, because that's going to be your main source of transportation. I didn't really see any taxis standing by. As far as the quality of the room, everything was good. The only thing that I had a comment about was the air conditioner. I noticed the air conditioner at times was very strong and cold, and then other times it wasn't working as good, which led to some humidity in my room. So even though the AC was on, it felt a little bit humid. But overall, the lobby is great. Reviews online said it was old. The executive lounge didn't have a lot of food. I've been to more executive lounges where they at least offer like a sandwich or something. Here they had peanuts and like some cookies, and that was it every day. Location, I would give it a 4. I would give the room a 4 just because of the AC. It could be a 5 if the AC wasn't so inconsistent. And then hotel staff and everything was a 5. So overall, I'd give it about a 4.3 for a hotel. The price, as long as it's below 300 US, I would take it. I wouldn't pay more than 300 US for this hotel. Over here. So this is actually where you check in, the lobby area. Okay, so here's the restaurant on the 4th floor. You actually have to transfer here to get to the rooms. All right, now for my review of the Pullman. So the Pullman hotel is very expensive. That's what I would say. I did stay here because it is across the road from the Hilton, which I booked the next day. And I got the reservation wrong, so I wanted to be located close to the Hilton. I got the dates wrong. That's why I basically had to stay at the Pullman. It's a luxury hotel, but it's very small, so it doesn't feel like it's a luxury hotel. It actually feels kind of cluttered, especially when you walk in. You got to go up the elevator, which is common here in Singapore. But then you get there and just not very open space. The pool feels like it's crammed in there. The hotel staff, I would say they're not the nicest staff. I wouldn't say they were unfriendly, but I also wouldn't say they were the most friendly, that's for sure. They called me late at night asking me if I was okay with them processing my credit card for an early express checkout. They were nice, but again, there was something just a little bit off with everything going on in there. The pool, I wouldn't even swim at the pool. It just seemed like it was not a very welcoming place. The room had a great view. I do give them that. They gave us a great view. And then also, I would say the Wi-Fi was fast. I felt like the Wi-Fi was pretty fast, so that's a good thing. The bed, I wasn't sure if they even washed the sheets. To be honest, it had a weird smell to it, like crackers. Like it smelled like crackers. The location is amazing. It's a great location. Other than that, I would say it's probably a 4.6 because of the price. 4.6 stars out of 5. I'm not so sure I would stay there again unless the price was lower, to be honest with you. The price I paid was $298 US. I get it, it's Singapore, it's expensive, but I don't know if it's worth it for that location or that particular hotel. Maybe the location is great and worth it, but the hotel, very small. It looks great from the outside, but inside it's just very cluttered. It was a nice spacious room with old Singapore design with the bathroom detached from the shower. So right when you walk in, the bathroom's right there at the end is the shower right towards the view of the city. And that's considered the old Singapore style, but it's a very modern room, comfortable bed. I wish I could show it to you, but you can look online and I'm sure you'll be able to see it there. Other than that, I found the rooftop pool to be very nice. I thought that was a warm pool. No complaints about the rooftop pool. That was great. Checking in was also awesome. The location is far away from the city center, but it's in a good area. It's actually not a bad area. So I do recommend this hotel. I could give it a 4.9. I could give it a 4.8. So on that note, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys on the next one.